tem que deixar essa merda fechada. Não vai deixar nada fechado, não. Como é que eu deixo essa merda fechada? Não, tem que respirar. Não, tem que respirar merda nenhuma. Não é fumando, não. Vai respirar pelo... vasculhando essa merda pequena. Tem uma janela na sala. Por que a casa não respira?
Aqui, posso falar aqui agora? Posso falar agora?
Pode ver.
Pô, vocês estão pedindo exposed mesmo, é isso? Sonista podia fazer isso, né? Sonista e youtuber, jornalista, podia fazer isso, né? Começar a pedir, né? É estranho, faz o contrário.
Ficar mudo porque... Não vou, não. Não vou mesmo. Vocês estão é doido. Save game.
Ah, é verdade. Muitos já foram pegos lá no Mixer. Pô, teve uma live de...
Tururu.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are
Meu
doing our
Deus, o
utmost
bicho.
to find your mother as quickly as possible. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Oh, mas eu
Do
vou
you
começar
believe
assim.
your mother capable of torturing a child?
3
An agreement for
pontos.
cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You'll
Caraca,
find that
velho.
Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet. Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
Cara, eu não matei. Puta que pariu, velho. Isso é muito absurdo pra mim. Muito absurdo.
Feliz ano novo também, cara. Pessoal do chat aí, feliz ano novo, cara.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother.
Abração.
But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
If there's a possible link to my mother, I hope you'll let me know.
In the early hours of the morning, Elizabeth Adams was found dead in her room, savagely mutilated with a knife. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
Duchess Hillsborough and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me. She said she feared for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak
Caraca.
about?
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused.
Cara, que bacana.
So then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information. Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed.
Isso aí.
I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And
Tudo
Louis,
extra.
you've got permission
Isso
to
que é grande.
search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Como eu vou fazer isso com 3 pontos de ocultismo? Ali, eu não tenho nem mel. Eu tenho que achar mel. Deixa eu contar, viu? Aí fica ruim. Vai, fala com o padre.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Que isso? Suco de laranja?
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You
Tem que falar com
remember
o Sr. Peru.
how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry.
Mas
He's
fala com
on
o
the
seu
list
Peru.
of suspects.
Ai, caralho. Meu Deus do céu, só velhos mesmo. Porra, tu não passa aqui. Key, with no code, blah blah blah.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Tá, eu já vi tudo aqui. Não vi não.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Peraí. Não, vamos de novo. Peraí.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
É uma palavra com 4 letras pra abrir isso aqui. Caçamba.
Que isso? Tem um vídeo aqui daquele manual do como é feita a caneta azul. Ela deixou um comentário assim. Cara, sabe? Deixou assim, caneta azul de caneta. Quem não der like ia ficar. Cara, 1 milhão de likes no comentário, cara. Meu Deus.
Cara, como é que eu vou saber? Case. Aham. Aff, velho. Não tem condição. Eu tenho milhões. Eu tenho 4 vezes 4. Eu tenho. Eu tenho 16. 190 possibilidades de palavras. Que palavra em inglês pode abrir isso aqui, meu Deus? Ah, pô, podia ser a Bel, né? Nossa, eu vou ter que fazer do jeito mais ridículo. Botei Z. Botei E. E? Zeus. Pô, por que isso não passou pela cabeça antes? Zeus. Ah, mas aqui o pessoal solta fogos de qualquer forma. Já é meia-noite? Pessoas em todo mundo estão bebendo e dançando nesse momento. Não, eu tava aqui já. Tá, vim aqui. Já peguei o negócio. Aqui não. Gente, eu não acho um mel. Como é que vai ser? Vai ser ruim. Olha que isso é só extra do jogo. Réveillon é Réveil, do jeito que você faz. Réveil, 2L. O O com acento, aquele acento contrário. Acento de crase. N de nada. Réveillon, 2L. perdi. Peraí, eu vim daqui. O que o Zack tá rindo? Não posso. Não posso.
A drachma.
Moedas everywhere.
Maneiro, Isaac. No Forza Horizon 4
Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Ah, deve ter esses jogos online, deve ter um monte de coisa assim.
eu lembro no WoW.
Pô, o WoW era maneiro demais, né? Aquele servidor pirata. Eu só jogo. Cara, eu tinha uma conta com 2 personagens nível 100. Você acha que eu vou jogar qualquer merda?
Você não tem isso?
Ah, se eu pagar. Tu acha que eu vou pagar pra jogar no Note? É caro, pô. Não é barato não. E eu paguei e não joguei. Saudade do servidor pirata. O pessoal ia lá pra Winter. Era muito bom, né? Qual era o nome daquele servidor? É porque tinha um que era aquele fã, que todo mundo já entrava com nível 80, que já era uma merda.
Ah, era o Brasil, não era?
É, o Brasil.
Muito?
O que a gente jogava era bom demais.
Era. Nossa.
Cheio pra caramba. Tinha.
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars.
Certeza que foi a mãe dele que matou.
People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control. Scars are superficial and were made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life. She had the Sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her, the symbol of the living God, written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age, unless her mother was a tutor. Symbol of Masons? What's that doing here? I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax, with a lot of blood. At first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
Vai gastar minhas paradas todas.
Look like they've been inflicted by a sharp object. Some of the lacerations have damaged vital organs, the heart, the right lung, which is perforated. Most of them weren't given with much force. She might even have survived. But the stab in the heart, though not all that deep, sealed her fate. I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations.
Caraca.
She bled from the nose. There's signs of bleeding, but
Já era meus
I don't
pontos.
see any traces of bruising. What a strange smell.
Cara, que sacanagem não ter ponto. Que raiva.
Wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol. This pinnacle is a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil by surrounding it inside the different circles of the pinnacle. Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body.
É, eu tô ferrada, que eu tô sem ponto nenhum agora, né?
Knocked over bottle of wine. Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting. I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable. Poor girl bled to death. Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
Cara, sem ponto é uma merda. O problema desse jogo é esse. Ai. Não tem como fazer dar unlock, óbvio. Claro.
The blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
Tá, o cara tem mão pequena. Ok.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned. The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime. Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck. Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth.
Pega-o. Não vai
Can't
pegar,
exactly
não?
say it brought her good luck.
Tá bom. Porra, eu acho a água benta. Acho tudo, só não acho a porcaria do mel.
A notebook written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out. It's medieval Latin. Well, enough to translate a bit. He's coming. The demon is upon me. He's coming back to kill me. There she is. Death has come to finish me off. I've just run into her son. That was her last entry. What tortured writing.
Tô falando.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society. June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold.
Não se esqueça de me dizer qual presente você quer.
November 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart.
A pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France. There's a
Isso é
few
do
dried
Bonaparte.
traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. Right. I shall have to find its owner. Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear.
Cara, é muito ruim, tá vendo, Mike? Você tem a quantidade de pontos ali pra você usar as suas skills de ocultismo, no meu caso, ou psicologia, ou... Só que você gasta. Aí você precisa de mel. Favos de mel pra você recuperar. Aí, numa investigação... você perde a oportunidade de... Porque você tem que gastar. Aí foi. Tá vendo? Aqui eu não tenho nem condição de usar.
Vials of laudanum. The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
Ih, caraca, agora é Bonaparte ou George Washington.
Blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
Ué, mão pequena e força. Não foi uma pessoa só? Olha, amigos, eu já olhei o que podia.
Pentagram. What the hell's been going on here? Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil.
Ele tá falando que o pentagrama, ao contrário do que as pessoas pensam, ele era feito para se proteger do mal. Aí fica esse monte de satanista fazendo pentagrama no chão, invocando o diabo.
Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
Eu já olhei o que podia.
Has Sam finished with this room?
Do you know who could have made such a mess of this room?
Miss Adams, sir. We were given orders to leave the room as it was, so as not to rush her.
Did she have a fight with someone to get the room into this state?
Not that I know of, sir. Miss Adams would sometimes throw a tantrum, during which she would destroy anything that came to hand. Lord Mortimer told us not to enter the room.
Thanks for that information.
You are welcome, sir. Has Sam finished with this room?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Vai ficar aí pro defunto? Puxa, credo. Tá. Nem um mel. Presente de ano novo.
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
I'd have thought this is not really the shortest way to get to your suite.
Yes, I wasn't really looking where I was going. I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Não, cara. Tem que ter alguma coisa mais pra lá. Não. Saco de casa gigante. Que droga, hein? Tá vendo? Como é que eu me ferro?
A map of Vermont.
Golden elixir. Consume without excess.
Ai, carai.
Não sei quanto você, gente, mas eu quero muito esse negócio de...
Eu também. Tu vê?
A gente ia pro pé de gato, como é que a gente...
Eu achei que você... Eu levei um susto, achei que você não tava falando com a gente. Porque eu nunca sei com quem tu tá falando.
Sim, era bom estar com eles hoje com você. Mas, cara, assim, lembra lá em casa?
Lembro. Deus que me perdoe. Eu gosto de passar assim, jogando. Não, é o que eu tava falando e ninguém entende. Amanhã é o primeiro dia do mês. Porque amanhã começa todas as contas de novo, é tudo igual. Vem as contas e as contas mais caras, a faculdade aumentou, tudo aumentou. É, mas esse calendário de Constantino eu não dou muita ideia. Não.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Mas assim,
Lord Mortimer
o
has sent
pessoal
me to
gosta de
ask you a few
comemorar,
questions
beleza.
about last night.
How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's
O que será que
dead?
tá vendo?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you
Cara,
expect?
parece que tá todo mundo meio
Spring
bêbado.
chicken now.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Did she tell you why she was so desperate to get some, Mr. President?
She said she had terrible migraines that wouldn't go away.
More likely for the voices she heard, not the migraines. I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
É. É isso. Não, ele não tem muito de Telltale. Na verdade, ele não me parece um Telltale. É um jogo. Isso me lembra aquele jogo da Agatha Christie. Só que você tem que ficar assim. É muita coisa de detalhe pra você olhar. É muito. E aquele negócio também da escolha e da renúncia. Você tem ali a oportunidade, às vezes, de psicologia. E você perde porque você escolheu o cultismo. Vice-versa também.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Nossa, eu não aguento mais água benta. Meh.
Portrait of George Washington.
E isso é só um extra. Meu Deus do céu. O jogo é muito grande.
Os caras não tem. Todo mundo vai gastando o que não tem pra ver fogos de 3 minutos por isso.
Que fogos são esses? Ah, os fogos Copacabana?
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Ué, não posso entrar aqui. Por quatro. Esse sou eu. Ah, Fortnite.
Duke Manuel Godoy. Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Gente, eu já investiguei o que eu podia. Me deixem ir embora. Isso aqui é o quê?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Ah, tá. Ai, carai. Vambora.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess. Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice.
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Certo. Alguma coisa tem relevância aqui? Parte dessa merda.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more
Pior que essa mulher deve estar ela e a irmã aqui. É o álibi
The Lady's
perfeito,
Waldegrave by Reynolds. Painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting.
letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you...
Ok. Ela ou a irmã, tanto faz.
Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Eu falei, mãe.
Muito gostosinho, né?
2 coils circle the lock.
Tá.
Dear
tão
Gregory,
bonitinho.
thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an ongoing matter in Paris that concerns a receiver in stolen art. See you soon.
All right. I've retrieved everything. A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Faço a menor ideia do que é pra usar essas porra.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects?
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
Bom,
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening
nossa, eu
with
não quero
Elizabeth.
nem saber.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice.
Que a pessoa que
But
ganhou
I will
seja,
find the murderer. I
tenha
owe
sabedoria,
Elizabeth
só
that,
isso que eu
at
desejo.
least. We found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet. Still searching as it happens. That said, since a blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject. I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where
Cara,
you
esse jogo
shouldn't,
aqui é pra
sir.
poucos, né? Todo
Even
mundo
so,
tem essa
Emily,
paciência.
You're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from
Pois
the
é, Isaac.
subject.
É
Is there
porque pra
anything
isso
else you
precisa de
wanted to
cérebro.
ask me?
Não só reflexo, igual animais.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Historinha, nem multiplayer.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Isso vai ser interessante. Ainda tem que achar o seu peru.
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here.
Tá.
It's
Muitas
a
coisas eu
beautiful
já vi.
weapon. Levi Damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives
Ah,
you a real
não.
boost.
Água benta, não.
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized.
Blá, blá.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
fragment of amber.
Tá chato já.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you. Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already. Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Rapaz. Falta quem? Não sei de onde eu vim nem pra onde eu vou.
Sir Jacques Peru?
Jacques Peru.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit? What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
A pattern with 4 circles. Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents. All right. I've retrieved everything.
Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
Nossa. Que merda, hein?
Great, honey. Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris.
Isaac, olha ali. Há um tempo, há alguns 2 séculos, há um tempo atrás, não tinha banheiro nas casas. Assim, elas colocavam banheiras assim, ó. O pessoal tomava banho no quarto. Aí tinha pessoal rico, né? Esse negocinho aqui assim. Aí a pessoa fazia no pinico. Aí vinha o criado, tirava assim o pinico.
São que horas aí, pai? 3 minutos? São 11h51.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Caraca.
2 days ago, I surprised you having a go at Miss Adams.
What happened? Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're Investigator of the Year. Have you taken a look at yourself, Deriche?
Didn't you get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not!
Caraca. Mas que merda.
Go on. Keep going.
Finish what you came to do, then get out of my room.
Para de empurrar aqui. Tá imune.
I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations. You've wrapped up the investigation. All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
Caraca, eu vou ter que ficar insistindo nesse cara.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Ele tá imune isso aqui.
Let's get right to it. Are you a Elizabeth Adams murderer?
That is for you to prove, if I'm not mistaken, boy. You weren't expecting me to do all the legwork for you, were you? Lazy man.
You were armed the night of my arrival. Can I see your weapon?
No.
You do realize you're not helping, don't you? You're making it worse for yourself.
Let's get right to it. Are you Elizabeth Adams murderer?
That is for you to prove, if I'm not mistaken, boy. You weren't expecting me to do all the legwork for you, were you? Lazy man.
Goodbye, sir. We shall meet again.
Probably.
Estranho. Conversa mais estranha da história. Eu não tenho mais com quem falar.
The Quorum Guide. A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Ó, meia-noite. Feliz ano novo, todo mundo. Forte abraço. Ai, ai.
devil's thorn. I'll keep it.
Ai, mel.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
I believe I've identified the murderer.
Really, Louis? All right then. Please think carefully before you give me your answer. This is a very, very serious accusation.
I think that Emily Hillsborough's sister is the culprit.
So, you know the truth about me. What proof do you have to support your conclusion?
The knife found beside Elizabeth's body had a handprint.
Caraca.
A slender hand, that is. Without a doubt, the hand of a woman.
There aren't many women among the guests. All right. Anything else, Louis? Unfortunately, now you are going to find out why this assumption doesn't hold up. The simple reason is this. Your mother shot Emma on the night you arrived.
Are you joking? My vision on the wharf. The scene. It took place as I was arriving. I don't get it.
It perhaps won't come as a surprise to you,
Cara, quem tá
but
fazendo
Emma
esse barulho?
and Emily shared the same identity in the eyes of the world. They were more than just twins. They were the same person. Two members of the Order under the same name. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
So this is Emily's big secret. She's looking for her sister. Twin sister and partner. But why hide all this from me?
In any case, I've decided to take over the investigation from now on. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She seems to be making every effort to steer clear of your guests.
What do you mean?
For the past few weeks, my mother's been playing cat and mouse, if you will. I don't know why, but it wouldn't surprise me to learn that she's trying to avoid someone.
Vê lá se tem
The question
alguns
is,
fogos.
who? And in your opinion, would she be the cat or the mouse?
Knowing my mother, she would be the cat.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the
Cuidado com
official
gato.
reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities and yours in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the cannon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see.
Já
So
pegou
impetuous. He was supposed to
gambá.
let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
Filho de mim.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow.
No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having support of a military man can often come in handy, Louis. You'll see.
Cara, isso é no jogo?
Once this deal was closed, I had
Quem
big
tá
plans.
assoviando de carai?
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
She was looking for someone.
What do you mean?
In Paris. We were working on a smuggling case to do with occult objects. We had just arrested a dealer who intended to go to you to meet a buyer. My mother was here to find out to whom he intended to sell his stolen treasure.
What was the name of your dealer?
Zé, para de graça. Von Brochet.
The dealer was called Von Burchard. As for the buyer, he was unknown to us.
No, I don't know anything about that. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she's wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. von Bohler, and myself.
How did my mother and Duchess Hillsborough get on?
Oh, very well, I believe. They spent a lot of time together. Without wanting to exaggerate, I rather got the impression that Emily reminded your mother of herself when she was young. The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
Ah, yes. His famous cotton gin. It was supposed to revolutionize cotton production in the United States.
It will revolutionize the world, Louis. The potential of this invention is much greater. Tomorrow, all industries will be switching to simple but large-scale production. Of that, I'm sure.
I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Mother lulled my childhood with tales of the Crusades. How Richard the Lionheart and Philip Augustus had to battle it out to achieve their ends. And how Guy de Lusignan, having broken his word, launched the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Oh, I see Sarah's lessons have inspired new enthusiasts. Good on you, because not everyone can claim they know as much at your age. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation, until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow you.
Não, cara.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest.
Tu enrola
In the
assim, ó.
meantime,
Aqui,
I shall get someone to open the
daí.
box room upstairs for you.
Tu tem?
Thank you.
Cola aí, R$2 dá pra comprar aí um pão.
Your room is just opposite Mortimer's study.
Ah, Fê, mano, só essa investigação tá demorando mais que o jogo. Eu não sei onde é o Tower Room. Oi? Fala mal de quê? Não, ficou ótimo. A única coisa que eu não gosto é de chocolate em rabanada. Onde fica essa porra de Tower Room? O quarto da torre.
O meu tablet está assim, 1 de janeiro de 2019.
President George Washington.
1 de janeiro de 2019? Ah, que bom.
Eu falo isso.
Peraí, esse aqui é George Washington. Cadê a porra da torre? Aff, mano. Olha, eu gosto muito de mapa. Mapa é um negócio muito legal. Que? É o cardeal da Casa do Chapéu.
Huh, that's me.
Sou eu. Ai, pai. Ah, régua. Não sei onde é que fica isso, não. Povo iludido.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head.
Ah,
and be
aqui é o
reassured.
paraíso. Tá, lá embaixo estava o
What is
purgatório.
this disc? Oh, that reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Pronto, agora eu só tenho 3 pontos. Eu tô ferrada. Como é que eu vou fazer uma investigação assim? Ah, é pra isso que serve a água benta. E eu aqui menosprezando a água benta. Ah,
St.
droga,
Paul on the road to
velho.
Damascus by Caravaggio. A fierce opponent of the first Christians, St. Paul is suddenly struck by the call of Jesus Christ.
Tá, para com esses fogos aí.
It's the best known
Olha.
conversion in Christian history, which teaches us that even enemies
Pô, eu
of
não
Christ
como nada, desde a década
and
passada.
even become his greatest apostles after finding faith. From what I can
Sabe
recall,
quanto tempo eu não tomo
the
banho?
account of conversion can be
Desde a
found in the
década
epistles
passada.
to the Galatians, the Philippians, the Corinthians, and the Acts of the Apostles.
Passou a história ali, eu não fiz nada.
Vamos fazer com bebida, né? Eu acabei de beber.
Cara, esses rojões estão proibidos, cara. Esses rojões estão proibidos.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured.
Isso me irrita. Gente sem noção.
Papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize
É o que eu
my
falo,
mother's
cara. Tu
handwriting.
tem lei, mas tu não tem ninguém
She
pra
says
aplicar.
we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us.
Aí fica
Trust
bicho,
in my faith in the
criança.
man with the sword. So mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
Isso que o Mion colocou.
Who could she
Imagina o
be
que um
suspicious
autista não sofre com
We must
isso.
find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize your love of riddles there.
Piadas, pai, se repare.
Eu mandou aqui. Ai, gente, tô sem jantar desde o ano passado.
Ah, é. É o primeiro piadista do universo, né?
Cara, o pior é que pode fazer da década. Eu banhei desde a década passada. Tinha 2 anos.
Então, década passada, isso aí.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Tá, eu já vi o Caravaggio já. Caraca. Ela disse: We must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. Mas que merda.
This is Cersei.
O homem da espada.
Caraca, os caras num vídeo de
Quem é que usa a espada?
ano,
Napoleão?
Palmeiras não tem um dia como assim? Sem nexo.
Como?
O cara comentou assim no vídeo de ano novo. Palmeiras não tem mundial.
Ah, tá. Ah, entendi. Sempre vai
Door
ter uma
appears to be
gracinha.
locked on the other side.
Quê? Ih, caraca.
Mas assim, muitos 4K feitos.
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
Maluco.
Bota assim, PS Flop. Falou, feliz ano novo.
Tá atrasado, vontade de crescer pro ano novo. Tinha maluco, tá na merda. Que?
Open sesame.
Não vi não, não tô vendo nada.
Tava num concurso de voz.
It's open.
Que bom. Chega um ponto que a pessoa não tem nada a perder. Cara, não vai parar não. É engraçado que esse ano que tem a lei que tá proibindo, tem mais fogos do que ano passado.
The occult symbol representing air.
Aff.
Tá, você vê. Só de pensar que tem cara em alguns países que já tá no 3.000, tá ligado?
Que?
Os iraquianos.
Devil's Thorn.
Que iraquiano, velho.
Lá, não sei. Os caras já
Cara, os judeus já
Several
estão 4
portraits
mil
of
e
apostles,
tal.
all signed by Guido Reni.
Looks like someone touched this
5
glove
mil.
recently. Their fingerprints on the
5
sheets
mil é.
and in the dust.
Quase 6 mil já.
tá bravo. É, mas também o ano deles tem uma hora, né?
Isaac, deixa de ser zoado, Isaac.
A cada uma hora tem ano novo.
Ih, caraca, tá falando merda pra cacete.
St. John is known as the youngest of Christ's apostles. When we often
Tá,
give
João
credit to
era
St.
o
John for having
apóstolo
written
mais
about the
novo.
apocalypse
Preciso
in the
botar isso na
last book of the
cabeça.
Bible.
Uhum. Tá.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni.
Contagem regressiva pro ano novo.
Ok.
18 minutos.
The New Testament.
Revelações.
Saying
Vamos começar
with a
assim.
loud voice, "Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and
Ele agora vai
riches
ficar
and
recitando aqui o
wisdom
Apocalipse.
and strength and honor and glory and blessing."
Eu tô jogando esse jogo desde a década passada e não acaba essa investigação.
And a voice came out of the throne, saying, "Praise our God, all ye his servants, and ye that fear him, both small and great." And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine."
Em Portugal já é 2020 há muito tempo.
Eles estão sempre à frente da gente.
And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time,
And half a
from the
time.
face of the serpent. Hey, a new note. It's been folded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's. S. I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
Here's the angel.
This book is incredibly precious. I believe this is the book my mother referred to when calling upon the Lord. This volume dates from the first edition by Gutenberg. It's the first book that was ever printed. The pages are covered in annotations in Latin, French, and Hebrew. Someone spent years studying this Bible.
Hã? Legolas?
Reconciliação do elfo nordestino ressecado.
Legolas.
Sem nexo.
E o domador do dinossauro.
Luan.
Quem é? Sabemos que os vamos deixar
Quem botou? O dele?
Sem nexo.
Pamplona. Júnior. Eles vivem brigando. Bom. Muito bem, parabéns.
Caraca, velho. Rachou tudo.
Muito bom.
Eu pesquiso
Ok. Legal, bora, partiu.
Eu pesquiso assim. Ano novo parece.
Tá, já posso me mandar daqui? Porque há 10 anos aqui já. Não posso. Olha que bacana.
Fortnite deve estar acontecendo evento.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. Painting of Saint Mark from the collection of the apostles by Guido Reni.
Novo ano, novo capítulo, novas memórias.
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni.
Tem alguma coisa pra
Caraca, eu tô presa. Não é possível.
There are burnt papers in the chimney.
Eu já vi isso aí.
There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
Caraca, já começou na merda.
Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Ai, meu santo grau. Meu
Dante's
santo
paradise.
grau.
Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
É só por causa do Baby Yoda.
Velho, eu estou presa. Meu Deus, eu tô investigando demais. Eu não aguento mais investigar.
Era umas coisas de Star Wars, tinha um retardado com óculos e cheio de coisa vermelha na cara. Assim,
Livro, já vi. Gente, cadê a Bíblia? Eu vou ter que ler a Bíblia de novo pra espantar o mal.
Aí o.
Essa porta não abre.
O carinha assim olhou pro negócio e falou:
Ai,
"Pô,
que
eu vou
beleza. Ai, pai. Ai, pai. Ai, pai mesmo. Não é possível, não. Gente. Eu vou ter que ler a Bíblia todas, né? Todas. Não tem porta pra sair. Não tem como sair. Um jeito é rezar. É isso. Aqui não abre, não? Velho.
And ye know that
Ah,
he
vou
was
ter que ficar lendo a
manifested
Bíblia aqui.
to take away our sins, and in him is no sin.
Uhum. Tô te falando que isso aqui não é pra qualquer um.
If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes. Hereby know that we dwell in him, and he in us, because he hath given us of his Spirit.
Rapaz.
What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith, and have not works? Can faith save him?
Tem um vídeo assim, feliz ano novo. Aí eu vou ver a data 9 anos.
Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unsoiled by the world.
Muito bom. Cara, eu queria ter postado assim 11h59 em alguma coisa totalmente tosca, rindo até 2020. Só que eu tava jogando, não consegui fazer piada nenhuma. Ai, que merda. É boa, só que eu tô tendo que ler a Bíblia toda. Porque assim, enquanto eu não achar a pista correta, eu estou preso. E eu tô aqui só em um extra do jogo. Um extra.
Mano, que isso?
Or what man is there of you, whom, if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone?
Como assim, velho?
Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. For as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold, from your vain conversation received by tradition from your fathers.
Não, peraí, isso aqui tá errado.
For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls.
Olha isso. Vídeo assim. Feliz ano novo 2020. De um ano atrás.
Velho, eu não vou mais ler isso aqui não, eu vou ter que ler a Bíblia toda.
He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in Hebrew, Golgotha.
Tem um vídeo assim. Feliz ano novo 2020.
I and my Father are one.
Espetacular.
Caraca, que zoeira.
Now there is a Jerusalem by the sheep market, a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches.
Cara, foi onde mesmo que eu vi o negócio da mulher? Livro de Revelação.
I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
Here's the angel. Cara, onde se ouve Here's the angel?
Meu Deus.
Cara.
Tem um cara aqui. Feliz ano novo de 2020. De 8 anos atrás. Esse cara tá atrasado.
Here's the angel.
O quê? Só tô adiantando.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Here's the angel. Mas que porra! Here's the angel. Caraca. Eu vou ter que... Ah, fi. Peraí.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni.
Mateus.
He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Tá, será que eu vou ter que voltar pra Bíblia e procurar Mateus? Oh, Deus do céu. Me ajuda nessa hora. Tá difícil. Mateus. Mateus.
Mano, o que esse cara tá fazendo? Sério. Beleza, não...
Take heed that ye practice your justice before men, to be seen differently by them. Otherwise, ye shall have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
Sério. Feliz ano novo 2020.
But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour.
Caraca, eu tô ficando toda zoada.
And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore.
Eita, os caras é muito louco.
And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
Tá, Paulo, Atos dos Apóstolos, blá, blá, blá.
And suddenly there came a sound from heaven like a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests which did so.
Nossa, muito tempo que eu não leio tanto a Bíblia.
And he became very hungry, and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here.
Nossa.
A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare.
Caraca, eu tive que ler a Bíblia todinha pra poder chegar. As pistas estavam tudo na Bíblia.
Clearly she must be trying to do something useful, but what?
Quem o que, menino? Eu tô ali há 111 minutos, há 10 anos.
Of anything?
The nightmare. Does that remind me of anything? It's a concept. It's a place. It's an object.
Well, if it's a concept, I've got no idea what it is. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Join the other guests. Nossa. Mas também, essa casinha aí, né?
Ele tá bem... Ele tá bem na hora, né?
Caraca. Eu não entendi a mensagem da... Ai, ai, que coisa, hein, pai?
Acabou
Não, essas coisas não acabam assim não, filho.
esse 2.
Não sei, eu tava ali... Eu só tava estudando um manuscrito.
Então, esse é o episódio 2 do capítulo 2 ou o capítulo...
É o episódio 2, só que eu estava estudando um manuscrito. Eu não sei o que tem depois.
Tá, pai. Então, mas isso aí acabou aquele 2 que você baixou.
Eu não sei se acabou.
Porque deu estatística.
Não, não é... Não, tem estatística em um monte de coisa. Eu estou te falando que eu estou a 113 minutos em um manuscrito. Isso aqui é um troço que, ó, vou te falar, não é pra qualquer um. Mas não é. Deixa eu ver.
Chief tá com dinheiro, hein? Deu 200 reais por irmão pular a piscina gelada. Agora ele foi pro outro.
Porra, eu pulo, cara.
Caraca, o que é isso? Eu tô pensando assim, 2019 foi louco. Tem um episódio de...
Caraca, será que ele jogou Death Stranding? Ele é sonista? Imagina coisa Death Stranding dele.
Ah, deve ser muito engraçado, velho.
Ele colocou um monte de vídeo dele falando assim, bicho feio. Ele tem cara de mongol, ele colocou
Ele
monte
tem
de
cara de
no
mongol.
vídeo dele. Caraca, que legal.
Olha isso. São só manuscritos, cara. Só manuscritos.
Ele gosta de ação, velho. Ele é pegada de filme.
Cara, ele jogou muito GTA do Watch Dogs 2.
Olha só a quantidade de cast que tem.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Small living room. Onde é que é isso? Encontro com os outros homens. Não é aqui.
Meu
Também não é aqui.
Deus. Olha esse GTA V PC. Português do John Wick, Thomas o trem. Cara, tudo a ver, sem nexo. Olha isso. GTA V PC, Cleitão Cassino.
Que?
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
Cara, ele não jogou.
Cara, mas ele não tem
If mother's really killed her sister, I'd better find her by myself. They say they spent a lot of time together. They got along well.
Oh, really? Do you think your mother liked Duchess Hillsborough?
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
Emily, there's something else.
Go on then.
It's about your sister. I don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know I can. It seems that your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her to hide an important book, so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
How did you find out?
Sir Gregory told me on my arrival.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Thank you, Louis. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see. Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back.
Cara, o cara parece uma...
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down.
Gente, esse
Everyone
aí,
seems to be a little
sinceramente, só
unnecessarily
Jesus
heated.
Cristo.
Don't forget
Olha a
where you
carinha.
are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And who is this charming character?
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet. He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined.
Caraca!
What? The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before.
Engraçado que vai passando os eventos históricos no meio do jogo.
Caraca, o jogo é 3
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous. Bastard. He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for 1 vote. Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act. Until anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
that's enough, sir.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured, the response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my
When you
left,
hear
behind that door.
the bell,
I'll see you later.
please proceed. Tá igual aquela mulher do Encanta... Como é que é o nome da mulher? Da Moça Feras? É. Esse cara tá igual o Moça Feras, ele tá falando aqui, tá me dando um soninho.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you, too.
Of course.
I heard about your mother's
confrontation.
disappearance.
Tô fudido.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
To hear you speak, you seem to know my mother well.
Not really. We met for the first time on this very spot some weeks back. We had a very pleasant discussion. She's an exceptionally learned lady with a good head for business. No need for me to tell you that.
I agree.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
Absolutely, but I was hoping that you could tell me more about it.
Well, she was planning to sell me a very old book. I will make no secret of the fact that I am passionate about the subject. And when Sarah spoke to me about it, her account literally had me enthralled. I can think of nothing else since. You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
As my mother's got so many old books, I'm afraid I won't be able to...
Oh, it's easy. You can't mistake this one. It's an ancient grimoire, composed of 7 parts. Each one is closed under lock and key. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. If you find it, you mustn't tamper with it. You see?
That's unusual.
Unfortunately, that doesn't ring a bell. I'll look again, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchardt in Paris. Do you know him?
Indeed. One of your close friends?
No, not really, but we were close once. Precisely over the case that concerns us now, because he claimed to have the book I'm looking for.
Another dishonest person. What can you say? Can't trust anyone these days, huh?
No, you can't.
I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. von Wollner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for,
I beg your pardon?
Von Wollner. You're the one who von Borchardt was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess. Your dear king, I should think.
What? You mean Frederick William? Oh, my poor fellow. You are miles away. That stupid, pretentious puppet wields no real power. But seeing as you do not wish to be serious, so be it. Good luck to you.
Tá. Isso fica pra... Eu poderia ter terminado antes. Aí fala se fica pra próxima década.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia. Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
This is Cersei.
Caraca, Napoleão tá sempre zoado.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Mais oui.
Does expression "go beyond the nightmare" mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
Meaning?
This gentleman enjoys people talking about him for too many reasons. His undeserved titles, more than 10 in just 4 years, and each one more prestigious than the one before.
You don't think he deserves them?
If I had seen him on the battlefield, there might be some doubt. But that is not the case. The Queen would rather not risk losing him, so she consoles him with awards and titles.
So you don't have a very positive opinion?
His coveting French Catalonia does not encourage me to have one.
I understand your point of view. Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
No vídeo dele, o Edu falou assim, eu tô louco. Aí ele colocou aquele meme, carimbando, já faz tempo.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise sir to pass through the portrait gallery. May I help sir in any other way?
Ah, mano.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
What do you want, Louis?
I have a question that might seem a bit strange, but...
Go on.
If I said go beyond the nightmare, would that mean anything to you?
No, means nothing to me. Do you mean literally or figuratively speaking?
In the figurative sense, probably. I'm trying to understand what it refers to.
Well, if I come up with anything, I'll let you know. You're leaving me?
Unfortunately, I have things to do. Thank you again, madam.
Ah, era essa porra desse papagaio que tava falando aquela hora.
A mina bird. Sarah de Riche? Waldo, you know Sarah? Well, Waldo, is your master good?
Não tem nem como alimentar o bicho, não tem comida?
Let's take a
Ah,
closer
tem.
look. Judging by the shape, I'd say they're Criollo cocoa beans. The chocolate of the Mayas, the rarest of the beans. Some even say they're an aphrodisiac. When a product is in fashion, people attribute all sorts of virtues to it, not to be given to animals.
Eu não vou matar o bicho. Eu não vou matar ele. Mas não vou, não. Dá licença. Pode dar a conquista que for.
No, what have we got here?
Oh, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
mesmo, né, Isaac? A Microsoft não liberou aquela parada de final de ano, né? Que a gente via. O que a gente tinha jogado mais. Lembra?
O Tiff não tava vendo isso?
Não. A gente recebia via e-mail.
Ah, tá.
Lembra? Ano passado foi um logo de...
Ah, sim. É verdade.
It's a book on the history of the Crusades. I don't think it has any connection with my research. Hang on. What's this painting? The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
The Nightmare?
Ah, this must be what my mother was talking about. Now just need to find out what she meant by go beyond. Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think. There must be a mechanism somewhere.
Achar o mecanismo para mover a pintura. Haja.
The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781. Ah, this must be what my mother was talking
Não tem como
about.
pular não, eu já vi
I
isso.
just need to find out what she meant by go beyond.
Aff.
Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think. There must be a
Deve ser alguma
mechanism
coisa na
somewhere.
mesa, nas paradas ali. Ou um livro. Se fosse no Chaves, ia ser um livro.
That's what you generally feed birds.
Agora sim. Agora eu pego isso aqui e eu dou pro bichinho, porque o chocolate faz mal. Agora eu vou lá no bichinho e dou papá pra ele, porque ele quer papá e ninguém dá comida pra esse bichinho há um tempo.
A myna bird. Sarah Deriche? Waldo, you know Sarah? What? Repeat that, Waldo. Sarah? What about Sarah? Good God, what's been happening here? Well, Waldo, is your master good? I don't really know what I was expecting. Sarah Deriche? Waldo, you know Sarah? What? Repeat that, Waldo. Sarah? What about Sarah?
Tadinho.
Good God, what's been happening here? Let's take a closer look.
Chocolate.
Dark
Vou
chocolate
pegar, só de
beans.
sacanagem.
Very bitter. They're greatly prized in high society.
Eita desgraça.
Aha! I found it. Oh,
Só que não.
what on earth is this? A ring lock now? Great. That's all I needed.
Muito bom. Bom demais. Cara, eu preciso achar um número em algum lugar. Será que é 1792?
No, what have we got here? Oh, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
Tem que achar um número, cara.
This painting isn't finished, and it looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but you can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period.
(1792) Não é possível que seja isso. Muito fácil.
This painting isn't finished, and it looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but you can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period. History of the First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Salle. Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again. The Crusades took place not long after the year 1000. Here all the dates say 5,000 and something. I'm guessing this dating system begins 4,000 years before the calendar that we use. Yet, I'm getting the feeling that there's something else, another small detail, but what is it? The author is Pierre Amédée de la Salle, none other than the Grand Master of the Masonic Lodge of Paris. Now I understand why the dates are offset. He's using dates based on the Anno Lucis, year 0 of the Masonic calendar, by adding 4,000 years to the Gregorian calendar. But I thought that calendar starts in March. The famous call of Pope Urban II. 20 years after the capture of Jerusalem from the Arabs by the Turks, Urban II convened the council. He promises a plenary indulgence to Christians who go and get Jerusalem back from the Turks. The result, the Jewish community on the road to Jerusalem found itself persecuted for no reason. 12,000 Jews would perish, not to mention the massacre of Ma'ara, where acts of cannibalism by Frankish crusaders were reported, or even the capture of Jerusalem, where approximately 30,000 were left dead. It signaled the beginning of centuries of wars of religion. Or how Louis VII, King of France, eager to be pardoned for the death of thousands of innocent people in the fire of the Church of Vitry, convinces the Pope to authorize him to lead his own crusade. The result, in Germany, a new outburst of violence against the Jewish community, and a monumental fiasco by poor Louis VII, cuckolded by his wife's uncle. The famous call from Pope Gregory VIII in his Audita Tremendi bull of 5,187. Oh, the crusade where Richard the Lionhearted distinguished himself. It states the first sea blockade of Saint-Jean d'Acre was broken in the 12th month of 5,190 AL, whereas the siege had been going on for 2 years.
Cara, são muitas possibilidades.
Hey, there are 2 dates on this painting. 1154 AD and 5,154. The 2 dates most likely relate to 2 calendars. The Gregorian calendar and the Freemason calendar.
Tá, agora deixa eu lembrar a data aqui.
Hey,
5.100...
1154 AD and 5,154 AL.
Não, 1154 e 5.154. Tentar, carai.
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Mas que merda! Eita, diacho. Ai.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Não aguento. Ah! Meu Deus do céu, ele não chega no lugar. Ai, que vontade de morrer.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Cara, vai ter que acontecer alguma
Number
coisa.
1 on the second roller.
E agora eu tô sem aquela parada. Tô sem a porra do mel. Nossa, mas que ódio. Pra ver as paradas. Mel. É uma merda.
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. I get the impression I've seen that before. In fact, I've read something on the Crusades before in the study. He clearly loves the
Que foi?
subject.
Tô ficando já um pino já.
William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anna Lucis, 5,190. That's a funny date. That date in 5,000 is something again. I wonder what in the world it means.
Caraca!
Damn it. Doesn't work. 5,190.
Cara!
I was pretty sure it was right. Maybe I didn't use the right dating system.
Tentar aqui.
Doesn't work, damn it. I really thought I was close. 1,190. Isn't the right date when you subtract 4,000? I must have missed a subtlety.
Ai, meu cacete, eu tô tão perto.
Hey, there are two dates on this painting. 1154 AD and 5,154 AL.
Já tentei isso.
History of the First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Sarde.
Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again.
The famous call from Pope Gregory VIII in his Audita Tremendi Bull of 5,187. Oh, the crusade where Richard the Lionhearted distinguished himself. It states the first sea blockade of Saint-Jean d'Acre was broken in the 12th month of 5,190 AL, whereas the siege had been going on for 2 years.
Eu tentei isso.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Well, I got it wrong.
Ai, que ódio!
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Nossa, eu vou ficar maluca.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Ah, mas vai. Eu tô muito perto disso aqui.
Doesn't work, damn it. I really thought I was close. 1,190. Isn't the right date when you subtract 4,000? I must have missed a subtlety.
Ó. 1.190 ou 5.190.
Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens. It's Christ on the cross as Longinus pierces his side with his spear. Rubens, he was a great painter.
Tá pensando, não me diz nada. Desgraça de homem. Tá, esse aqui que eu vi a parada.
William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anna Lucis. 5,190. That's a funny date.
Tá. 12º mês. 12º mês.
That date in 5,000 is something again. I wonder what in the world it means.
Deixa eu ver onde
Tá. 12º mês. Ele é do 12º mês. Será que eu tenho que acrescentar um ano? Um ano. Não é possível.
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. I get the impression I've seen that before. In fact, I've read something on the Crusades before in the study. He clearly loves the subject.
Não adianta, eu vou ter que... Isso aqui eu vou ter que ver no livro mesmo. Meu pai amado, cara.
No, what have we
Cheio
got
de
here?
grameira.
Oh, it looks like a model of a lock. As if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
Cara, será que se eu colocar um aqui... Ah, eu vou tentando tudo, meu Deus. Porra! Eu sou um gênio!
Open sesame.
Eu sou um gênio! Eu sou um gênio! 12º mês. Óbvio, passou um ano. Levou 10 anos pra eu descobrir, mas tá bom.
Let's see what you've been hiding, Lord Mortimer.
Eita, caraca, eu tinha que ganhar pelo menos 200 G agora, só por causa da dor de cabeça que eu tô tendo. Meu querido, não sei o que. É impossível, né? Os russos. Né? Tadinho do louro.
A fine-looking map of the Orient, indeed.
O pior é que eu tô sem mel. Seus planos para intervir na Bélgica, blá blá blá. Eu tô muito ocupado com a Prússia. O rei vou deixar os austríacos fora da Bélgica, da Paris, não sei o que. Sinceramente, seu Charles François Dumouriez, general, blá blá. É esse aqui. Esse aqui. Tá, já foi, já. Deixa eu falar, viu? Nem o mel.
It's locked.
Aham. Meu, é como um amigo da China, eu não sei o que. Como se não. Imperador da dinastia de Qing. Que merda. Cara, eu não quero mais Golden. Eu quero mel. William. Seus projetos. Coalizão com França. Não insiste, você tá partindo do nosso família. Seu irmão G. E treta.
It shows the forces present in Europe. It's clear that France is surrounded by her enemies. However,
É.
a large number
E é
has been
muita treta
underlined
entre
in bold.
família e política aqui, ó.
26
E muito
million.
acontecimento real.
I know what it is. It's an estimation of my country's population. All our neighbors have far fewer inhabitants.
Isso é tão real que me deixa apavorado. Dá até um apavoro pensar que isso pode acontecer. Aliás, acontece. Obrigado por suas palavras, eu compreendo sua situação. Eu sinto muito de ter que confrontar você, mas a situação me obriga a declarar guerra. Esperança de se ver você novamente, George, rei de Hanover. Rei do Reino Unido, da Grã-Bretanha e Irlanda. O cara tá arrumando treta com os caras mais sinistros do universo. Esse aqui que eu vi, né? Tá. Caraca! Como você desejou Buttonwood Agreement. Tá. Por favor, a lista dos meus colegas: Leonard Black, Hugh Smith, Armstrong, Samuel Mark, Andrew Barker, Benjamin John Bush. John Bush. David Reedy. Thanks for the help. I look forward to see you as soon as possible. Hugh Smith. Caralho, de dois. Eu não tenho na Espanha. Mohamed Al-Kebir. Meu Deus.
This shows the forces present in America.
Meu Deus. Meu Deus do céu. O presente foi entregue. Timur, né? Rei do Afeganistão. Nossa Senhora. O filho dele, Zaman, teve sucesso como planejado. Caraca, olha com quem que esse cara tá se metendo.
Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimor. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in. And goes on, there are hundreds of good ways to live life, but you only need one to convince the masses that it's the only one possible. The author isn't letting any ethical principles get in his way, is he?
Certo. Ai, Mel. Meu senhor, eu espero que essa carta te encontre, né? Minhas horas estão contadas. Meu Deus, tô ferrado. Vou estar em débito com você pra sempre. A Czarina Caterine. A coisa tá preta pro nosso lado, na esperança que você possa me ajudar. Nikolai Novikov? Vê se você lembra desse nome. Nikolai Novikov. Czarina Caterine. Caraca. Tá ficando meio tenso aqui. Ih! Caraca. Estou de não assinar, não sei o que, dos escravos. Conflito, Pensilvânia e Virgínia. Somos de festa, caçadores de escravos, isso aqui. Thank you in advance. Seu amigo John Adams. PS, diga alô pra minha irmã Elizabeth por mim. Morreu.
It shows the forces present in Africa. This is unexpected activity in this sector. It looks like there are also many unknowns, even for Mortimer.
É, o mundo todo. O mundo todo. Let us see if you have the courage to face me
This is my
alone.
mother's writing. I've picked up her trail. What is she up to? Obviously, she wants to lure Mortimer somewhere, but where?
Cara.
The clue she's left for Mortimer is his stone sword. It must be intentional. It looks like a decorative sword, like from a statue, for example. And judging by the state of it, I'm guessing it's been left outside for a long time. I have absolutely got to find out where it came from.
Ah! Tô com vontade não. Sinceramente, não tô com vontade.
Preservation using formaldehyde. Just as disgusting as ever. Something strange about this table. What kind of experiments does Mortimer carry out here? It's a dissection table. So Mortimer does autopsies.
Meu Deus.
Here on his desert island. But who is he doing autopsies on then?
Ai, cara, vou ter que examinar. Não, já examinei. Examination. Caraca, tá ficando tudo muito escuro.
Looks like obsidian or onyx. Must weigh a ton. These are feathers. Pigeon, probably. A skeleton by the name of Gustav, if the plaque on the plinth is anything to go by. Mortimer's given a name to his anatomy skeleton. That's morbid. Oh, his right hand is missing.
Josh? Ha! A mão direita tá faltando? Aí tem. Pode apostar que tem. Do outro lado.
That must be for writing the homing pigeon messages. An iron mask. I wonder who it's for.
Sultão de Missouri.
Look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been reading the cards? Mortimer? That would surprise me. It is a typical draw on a line that answers a specific question. To the left, temperance. That announces a reward for one who patiently waits before taking any action.
Caraca, eu tô há 10 anos.
And in
Meu
the
Deus.
middle, the chariot, which symbolizes triumph and business success. To the right, the Emperor evokes a future full of power and stability. Some goat skulls, chicken legs. Now we all 3 rusty old nails. They're about 20 centimeters long.
3 pedaços de unha. Tá. Aí tem. Ah, mas tem. Mas tem muito. Caraca, Thomas Jefferson. Nossos planos não estão indo perfeitamente bem. Não sei o que, parará. Construção da Casa Branca, blá blá. Certo, tá.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Poxa. Que saco, não posso abrir. Opa.
A
Agora
chest
posso.
with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Era pra isso? Ah. Eu gastei meus pontos pra isso. Coisa maravilhosa. Vou tomar uma água benta aqui pra tirar o mal.
Am I seeing things, or is that an actual von Leeuwenhoek microscope? Incredible. Mortimer really is at the cutting edge of science. Even at the Order, it took us ages to get one of those.
Tá certo, agora adeus, né? Nada no fogo. Agora como é que sai dessa bagaça?
It's locked. Oh shit. How am I gonna get out of here now?
Ha! Você só pode estar brincando comigo. Ai, gente, não. Mais um, não. Por favor, não.
Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimore.
He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in. And goes on, there are hundreds of good ways to live life, but you only need one to convince the masses that it's the only one possible. The author isn't letting any ethical
Sai
principles
dessa
get in his way, is he?
desgraça. Meu cérebro cansou.
Look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been reading the cards? Mortimer? That would surprise me.
It is a typical draw on a
fiz o
line
quê?
that answers a specific question. To the left, Temperance, that announces a reward for one who patiently waits before taking any action. And in the middle, the Chariot, which symbolizes triumph and business success. To the right, the Emperor evokes a future full of power and stability.
Não tem número aqui.
3 rusty old nails. They're about 20 centimeters long. A table of alchemical elements. So, Lord Mortimer also studies alchemy? It seems like he's interested in everything.
Como eu vou sair daqui, senhor? Olhando pra lá, o que que eu vejo?
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side.
Caraca, eu tenho que escolher muito bem isso aqui.
The mechanism passes through the wall. The wheels are the same on both sides. Chances are the combination I used on the other side works on this side too. Looks like the same as the one on the other side.
If the grid closes a bit more every time I enter a wrong date, I'd better not mess up again. It doesn't seem to be working.
Tá. Eu quero 5. Vamos ver. Eu vou ter que contar até 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side.
Fudeu.
Wheels are stuck. Shit! I'm cornered like a rat. Someone's coming. Please don't let it be Mortimer. Who is it?
Deliberately avoiding me. 4 years ago, I was his favorite. But nowadays, I have to ask for an audience with his lordship.
Damn it! It's Peru. I don't know if I should, but
Well, that's it. I've had enough of being humiliated.
I'm wasting my time here.
After everything I've done on his behalf, he dares treat me like a lackey? I've bled the Parisian elite for the sake of his whims, and what have I got to show for it? He doesn't even have the courtesy to give me 5 minutes of his time. I wanted to put my mind at ease. Well, that's done. I know what I've got to do now.
I must find my mother. So much for discretion.
Monsieur Peru! It's me! Monsieur de Riche!
What the devil is going on?
I need your help!
Where are you, de Riche?
Behind the painting! Open it, please! I've shut myself in! There's a pedal under Lord Mortimer's desk. Can you see it?
There's no... Hang on. Yes.
Good. Now press it.
Yeah. Done.
You should see something resembling a frame with numbers. Yes? You have to turn them to set the combination.
$1.191, né?
1191.
well, well. Poking our nose into Mortimer's little secrets, are we? You do surprise me.
It's not what you're thinking. I'll explain everything.
No, you will not, sir. It has nothing to do with me, and by the way, I never even saw you. So, I'll be on my way now.
Thanks again. I'm indebted to you. I won't forget this.
Yeah. Goodbye.
I've wasted enough time. I better get moving if I want to find my mother.
Ah! Rapaz, não é qualquer um não, hein? Vou falar que não é qualquer um não. Mas não é mesmo. Isso aqui vai ser útil. Poxa. É loucura isso aqui, cara. Esse jogo é muito louco, cara. É doido mesmo. Doido, doido.
This note is about a meeting with Lord Mortimer. There's no doubt about it. All right, I need to find out where the sword that came with it's from in order to find Mother.
You're joking, I hope. Don't tell me you've done that.
Really? How do you expect me to guess?
Oh, for God's sake, just ask them. Well...
Pity, but I've got no time to lose.
Devil's Thorn.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Nah. Ai, que maravilha.
I am sorry, sir, but the conference room is under preparation and is consequently inaccessible to guests.
Could you perhaps help me?
What can I do for you, sir?
Where did this sword come from?
From the garden, sir. That sword belongs to one of the statues in the garden.
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it, sir.
Tá, onde é o jardim? Mike, tu nunca mais compra esse tipo de jogo, hein? Não, porque eu não consigo largar, pô. Daqui a pouco eu vou ficar babando aqui. Cara, onde é o jardim?
The sword probably came from this garden, but what could it have been used for?
Então vamos procurar no jardim. Não, não é sua.
Ariadne. In Greek mythology, she helped Theseus get through the labyrinth.
E ficou lá, virou uma
Looks like
bela
there's a
aranha.
crack in the region of the heart.
Ótimo, um labirinto, que legal. Eu adoro.
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
She has no cracks. I seem to recall that her fate was not something you'd want. She was punished for the sins of her husband. She had to mate with the sacred bull of Poseidon. 9 months later, she gave birth to Asterion, better known as the Minotaur. It's crazy to see to what extent women have always been mistreated. When they're not harpies, gorgons, and other witches, they become victims. All right, well, let's continue anyways.
Interessante.
I wonder what this kiosk is doing in the middle of the garden. Too cramped to be able to do much. Well, there must be something going on there. What is that? It's like a sort of opening mechanism. Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get it wrong, I'll get pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs. Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get it wrong, I'll get pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs. Theseus, son of Aegeus. He's the one who slayed the Minotaur. Looks like a crack has been made on his torso.
We'll soon see.
Pois é.
Theseus. I seem to recall he took the decision to confront the Minotaur. He killed the beast, but if it weren't for Ariadne's help, he would have been trapped in that labyrinth forever. In short, yet another hero who wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Okay, I'm probably being a bit harsh. I mean, we do owe him the foundations of Athens. In other words, the Republic. Render therefore unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Claro que não.
Let's try something else instead.
Não, isso não é Telltale de jeito nenhum. Você não tá entendendo. Isso aqui é um troço que se você não tiver com a cabeça boa, tu não faz não. Bom, já estive aqui.
Minos, son of Zeus and Europa. If I remember correctly, he was the king of Crete. Married to Pasiphae, he had many children, including the famous Ariadne, whom history remembers for her thread. Hey, there's a crack in that statue. In mythology, King Minos was known as a wise and just king, despite the fact that he deceived Poseidon. As punishment, his country was devastated by the white bull of the sea god, and his wife became passionately in love with it. From their union, Asterion was born, sadly known to us as the Minotaur. The illegitimate child, the child of shame, who
Cadê
had
o
a
Minotauro?
sorry
Eu tenho que
fate.
achar o Minotauro.
And to think that Minos ended up as a judge of the underworld. Decidedly, the high and mighty always managed to get away with it.
Beijo.
The crack is in the region of the heart. Asterion. It is rare to see him like this. In general, he's represented with the head of a bull, with the features of the Minotaur.
The famous son of Minos and Pasiphae.
This statue has a crack in it. Right. We'll soon see. Asterion.
Asterion was the son of Pasiphae and Minos, or rather the result of a curse put on Minos.
Minos was punished for betraying Poseidon. Of course, as strangely it often happens, it wasn't he who was punished, it was his wife. She had to mate with a bull, no less. From that union, Asterion was born, who everyone knows as the famous Minotaur. Rejected by Minos, he was shut up in the labyrinth so he could never leave. And, as if that wasn't bad enough, he died by the hand of a hero desperate to restore his reputation. Technically, Asterion is the victim of the story because he's described as a child cast out from birth. Born from an extramarital union because of the errors of his father, he was treated as an outcast all his life. And he died as innocently as he was born. A tragic story, as the Greeks knew how to do so well. Let's go.
what's wrong. Either I'm imagining things or my hand was pricked. It had poison on it. My head. I feel hot.
Se ferrou. É a porra do Minotauro. Tá que paral, hein?
Asterion.
Caraca, maluco. Era tudo que precisavam fazer, era me colocar na porra de um labirinto. Que desgraça.
You again? God damn it, are you following me?
Wouldn't dream of it, sir.
What brings you here?
I'm still looking for my mother, of course.
You're right, monsieur. Keep looking. Good luck to you.
Ariadne. Let's see.
Claro que não.
Ariadne.
Sem sentido nenhum.
I'll try something else.
Ai, caralho de asa.
Icarus. The son of Daedalus and Nocrate. Impossible to mistake him with those wings. After flying too close to the sun, they came unstuck and he fell to his death. Pity. Well, let's keep going.
Eu vou enlouquecer. Eu preciso sair daqui. Pelo não aguento mais ver esse homem com o pinto de fora. Cara, labirinto é cruel. É cruel. Por quê?
Daedalus. He's the architect of the labyrinth. And if I'm not mistaken, he's also the father of Icarus. Hey, there's a crack in this statue too. Daedalus. Architect and genius inventor. He built the labyrinth for Minos to imprison the
Cara, eu vou enfiar essa
I seem to
faca
recall
no
that
primeiro
he
filho
told
da puta que
Ariadne how to
aparece.
get
Não
out of the
adianta, eu
labyrinth
já enfiei
by
essa faca
tying
em
a
todo
thread to
mundo.
himself. So, Theseus managed to exit the labyrinth without trouble once the beast was dead. And when Minos found him, he threw him into his own labyrinth along with his son Icarus. Every action causes a reaction.
Ok. Eu preciso pegar a faca, porque não é você, óbvio. Tá.
Let's try again. You never know.
Esse cara é o do pinto. Ariadne. Tá aí, cara. Ariadne. Mel. Ai, meu santo. Não é, velho. Eu já enfiei essa espada em todo mundo. Literalmente. Peraí.
It looks like this slab moves. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a passageway underneath it.
Ah, não.
It's It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities.
Uhum. Eu preciso sair. Não, eu tô desesperada. Já levei choque aqui, já botou veneno. Já botou veneno nessa merda. Cara, eu já enfiei essa faca em todo mundo aqui. Não tem um filho da puta que eu não... Bom. Deixa eu ler a placa de novo.
It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities.
Está pra julgar. É verdade. Unlock. Nossa, eu tô tão maluca que eu não tô conseguindo traduzir. A verdade te bloqueia. Ai, caraca. Todas as possibilidades. Tá.
It looks like this slab moves. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a passageway underneath it.
Uhum. Eu também não ficaria surpresa não, mas eu não tô muito afim de pensar nisso. Fica jogando pra enfiar a espada.
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
She has no cracks. For once justice is done, she won't pay for the errors of the others. All right, let's continue anyways.
Cadê? Desgraça. Cara, sem condição.
Golden elixir.
Puta que pariu. É isso? Eu só consigo restaurar com alguma coisa doce. Água benta eu posso usar uma... eu não sei mais como falar. Água benta eu posso ficar curado desse mal. Meu Deus. Tô começando só a frio. É muito pouco que falta. Isso me irrita. Cara, eu vou enfiar essa faca no primeiro filho da puta que aparecer. Mas eu já fiz isso também. Na real, mesmo certo era essa faca tá no Minotauro. Essa faca não, essa espada.
Asterion. The statue has a crack in it. The crack is thin and about as long as a finger. I should be able to thrust in my sword. Right. We'll soon see.
Deixa eu ver. Ela é igual. Ela é idêntica às outras.
Asterion. Asterion, son of Minos and Pasiphae. Asterion, who had such a sad fate and who the legend portrays as the horrible Minotaur. Let's go.
Eu vou sair daqui de alguma forma. Eu preciso.
Carmelite water.
Encontrei primeiro a Ariadne.
Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, it's the Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near, his brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything.
I am sorry, sir, but the conference room is under preparation and is consequently inaccessible to guests.
Cara. Já deu. Misericórdia. Tchau.
So, my son, what can we do for you?
Nothing in particular. I'll leave you alone.
Do you think he hurt us?
Don't worry.
É melhor ter ficado ouvindo isso. Adeus. 225 minutos. Puta que pariu. Caraca. Olha, hoje